I still replay that afternoon like it's stuck on a loop. Not because I want to, because my mind won't let it go. People think accidents are loud, screams, metal twisting, chaos, but the loudest thing I remember is the quiet that came right after. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that one ordinary day, I became the reason two families lost everything. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't distracted by my phone. That's the part that keeps me awake at night. It was late afternoon, the kind of time where the sun sits low and everything feels slower than it really is. I had just finished a long shift at work. My body was tired, my mind already halfway home. Traffic was moving steady, not fast, not stopped, just normal. The radio was on low. Some song I don't even remember now. I remember checking my mirrors. I remember the traffic light ahead turning yellow. I remember thinking, I've got time. I didn't. The impact wasn't dramatic. It was sudden, sharp, final. My foot slammed the brake so hard my leg cramped. The car jolted forward, then stopped. For a second, everything froze like the world itself needed a moment to understand what had just happened. Then I heard someone yell. I opened my door on shaky legs, my heart pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. People were running. Someone grabbed my arm and told me to sit down. I didn't understand why yet. Then I saw the backpacks, two of them, one pink, one blue. They were on the sidewalk, not far from the crosswalk. Small, too small to be alone like that. Something inside me dropped. I didn't need sirens. I didn't need anyone to say a word. My body knew before my brain caught up. I remember whispering, no, 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 no. Like saying it enough times might undo what just happened. The police arrived fast, faster than I expected. They spoke calmly, professionally, like they'd done this 100 times before. Maybe they had. One officer kept telling me to breathe. Another asked me to stay where I was. Someone put a blanket around my shoulders even though it wasn't cold. I kept saying the same thing. I didn't see them. I swear I didn't see them. The officer nodded, not agreeing, just listening. Later, much later, someone told me the children were siblings. Brother and sister, walking home together, holding hands. That detail broke something in me that never healed. I wasn't arrested that day. They let me go home. People think that sounds like mercy. It wasn't. Going home meant walking into a quiet house with my car parked outside like nothing had changed even though everything had. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the edge of my bed and stared at the wall until the sun came up. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those backpacks. The investigation lasted months. Traffic cameras, witness statements, measurements, timelines. Experts said it was an accident, the court agreed, but accidents don't mean harmless. I lost my license, I lost my job, I lost friends who didn't know what to say to me anymore, but mostly I lost the version of myself who believed life was predictable. Every news article hurt. Every comment online hurt worse. Pay attention. How do you not see kids? She should never drive again. Some days I agreed with all of them. I started therapy because I couldn't breathe without shaking anymore, because every intersection felt like a crime scene. My therapist asked me once, "What do you feel when you think about them?" I couldn't answer, because guilt isn't one feeling. It's 100 feelings piled on top of each other with nowhere to go. I think about their parents more than I think about myself. 2 empty bedrooms, 2 school lunches never packed, 2 lives that stopped because I misjudged one moment. There's no apology big enough for that. I write letters I never send. I light candles on days I don't know the meaning of. And every time I drive past a crosswalk now as a passenger I look twice, 3 times, 4, because I know how fast normal can turn into permanent, and this is only the beginning of what I live with. The days after the accident didn't blur together the way people say they do. They were sharp, clear. Every hour felt like it had edges. I remember the first morning I woke up after it happened. For half a second, I forgot. My body relaxed like it always did when I opened my eyes. Then it all came rushing back. My chest tightened so fast I had to sit up just to breathe. I checked my phone before I even got out of bed. No messages. No missed calls. That scared me more than if there had been hundreds. I didn't know what I was supposed to do next. No one gives you instructions for how to exist after something like that. The police contacted me again 2 days later. They needed another statement. Routine, they said. Just procedure. I drove there slowly, gripping the steering wheel like it might disappear if I let go. Every intersection felt dangerous now. Every crosswalk looked like a warning sign, meant just for me. At the station, they were calm again, polite, almost gentle. They asked me to walk them through everything, where I was coming from, how fast I thought I was going, what I saw, what I didn't see. Saying I didn't see them out loud felt wrong, like an excuse, even though it was the truth. They showed me diagrams, photos of the road, time stamps from traffic cameras. I stared at the table most of the time. Looking at their faces felt like I was stealing oxygen I didn't deserve. When I left, one of the officers said, "Take care of yourself." I wanted to ask him how. The news picked it up faster than I expected. At first, it was just a short local report. 2 children killed in traffic accident. No name, no photo of me. Then came the comments. People arguing about speed limits, about distracted driving, about how drivers don't pay attention anymore. I stopped reading after someone wrote, "Whoever did this should live with it forever." Because I already was. Neighbors started acting different. Some avoided eye contact. Some stared a little too long. A few said they were sorry, not in an accusing way, just unsure. I didn't blame them. I wouldn't know what to say either. My job let me take time off at first. Paid leave, human resources called to check in. Their voices were careful, measured. A week later, they said they needed to reassess. By the end of the month, I didn't have a job anymore. They didn't say it was because of the accident. They didn't have to. Losing my license hurt more than I expected. Not because I loved driving, but because it felt like another piece of normal life taken away. Friends offered rides at first, then less often. Then not at all. It wasn't cruelty, it was discomfort. I became the thing people didn't know how to place in their lives anymore. Nights were the worst. During the day, there were distractions, phone calls, appointments, paperwork. At night, there was nothing to hide behind. I replayed the intersection over and over in my head, slowing it down, freezing it, rewinding it. What if I had braked earlier? What if I had waited for the light instead of assuming? What if I had noticed one small movement at the edge of my vision? My brain kept offering me alternate versions of reality, all of them useless. I started therapy after my doctor suggested it. I told myself it was temporary. Just to get through the panic attacks. The therapist asked me to describe the accident. I couldn't get past the backpacks. She didn't push. She just nodded and said, "We'll start where you can." That sentence meant more to me than she probably knew. The investigation dragged on. Experts measured skid marks. Analysts reviewed footage frame by frame. Lawyers talked in careful language. They said words like unintentional and no criminal negligence. I heard them, but they didn't land. Because nothing about this felt unintentional. One afternoon, I got a call telling me the children's parents wanted to speak with investigators again. I asked if I needed to be there. They said no. I sat on my couch for hours after that call, staring at the wall, imagining what that room must feel like. The anger, the grief, the questions with no answers. I wanted to apologize. I wanted to disappear. I wrote letters I never sent, pages and pages of words that felt too small, too late. I'm sorry sounded empty on paper. The court date finally came months later. It wasn't dramatic. No shouting, no verdict that felt like closure. They ruled it an accident, no prison, no criminal record, just consequences that followed me everywhere anyway. When the judge finished speaking, I nodded. My hands were shaking so badly I had to sit on them. People think innocence brings relief. Sometimes it just brings loneliness, because there was no punishment that matched the weight I carried. When I left the courthouse, reporters were outside, cameras. Questions: how do you feel? Do you regret it? What would you say to the families? I said nothing. Some things shouldn't be said into a microphone. I went home and sat in the dark. The world had decided what this was. I was still trying to figure out how to live with it, and the hardest part hadn't even started yet. After the court ruled it an accident, people expected me to move on. Friends said things like, "At least it wasn't your fault," or "The judge cleared you." They meant well. I know that now, but what they didn't understand was that I wasn't waiting for a verdict. I had already sentenced myself. Life didn't snap back into place. It slowly, quietly drifted away from me. I tried to find another job. I really did. I updated my resume, sent applications, showed up to interviews wearing borrowed confidence. Everything went fine until someone Googled my name. Sometimes they didn't even hide it. I'd see the screen turn slightly, the pause in their voice, the shift in their posture. "We'll be in touch," they'd say. They never were. Money became a constant worry. I sold my car, ironic, I know. I took buses, walked, stayed home more than I should have. The smaller my world got, the louder my thoughts became. People stopped inviting me places, birthdays, dinners, casual get-togethers. It wasn't cruelty, it was fear. No one knows how to sit next to grief that big without feeling like it might spill onto them. I started avoiding mirrors. I didn't like the way I looked at myself. I didn't see a monster. I saw someone careless enough to destroy lives. Therapy became the one place where time still moved forward. My therapist didn't rush me. She let silence sit in the room. At first, that silence terrified me. Then I realized it was the only place I wasn't expected to explain myself. One day, she asked me, "Do you believe you deserve peace?" I didn't answer. Not because I didn't understand the question, but because the answer scared me. Some nights I dreamed about the children. Not their faces, I never saw them clearly. Just movement, shadows, small hands. I'd wake up with my heart racing, my sheets twisted like I'd been trying to escape. Other nights I dreamed about the intersection, over and over, same light, same timing, same ending. My doctor prescribed medication for anxiety. It helped take the edge off, but it didn't erase anything. It just made the days quieter. The parents of the children stayed out of the public eye. I respected that. I didn't look them up. I didn't follow updates. But I thought about them constantly, every holiday, every Bacchus, cool season, every time I saw siblings walking together. Once, at a grocery store, I saw two kids holding hands in the parking lot. One of them laughed, pulled the other forward like they were in a hurry. I froze. My chest tightened, my vision blurred. I left my cart right there and walked out. I sat on a bench outside and cried for the first time since the accident. Not quietly, not politely, just openly. I realized then that grief doesn't always come right away. Sometimes it waits until you think you can handle it, then it knocks you flat. People online still talked about the accident from time to time. Someone would bring it up whenever there was a debate about traffic safety. I never responded. I never defended myself. There was nothing to defend. The hardest part wasn't the judgment. It was the emptiness. No routine, no direction, just days stacked on top of each other with no meaning. My therapist encouraged me to volunteer, not with children, not with driving programs, just somewhere I could exist without being that woman. I started at a local food pantry, stocking shelves, sorting boxes, simple work. No one asked questions. No one knew my story. For a few hours a week, I was just another person doing something useful. That mattered more than I expected. One afternoon, an older woman thanked me for helping her carry groceries to her car. She smiled like it was nothing, like kindness was still allowed in the world. I cried in the bathroom afterward, because I didn't think I deserved gratitude anymore, but slowly, painfully slowly, I began to understand something. Living with guilt doesn't mean living without purpose. It means carrying responsibility in a way that doesn't create more harm. I started speaking at a local traffic safety meeting, not as a speaker just in the back when someone asked if anyone wanted to share. I didn't talk about the accident in detail. I talked about presence, about how ordinary days demand your full attention. People listened, some nodded, some looked away. That was okay. I wasn't there to be forgiven. I was there so maybe, just maybe, someone else would pause at a light they might have rushed through. I still avoid that intersection. I always will. Some places aren't meant to be revisited, but I learned that absence doesn't erase responsibility. It just changes how you carry it, and the weight was still growing. There's a point in grief where the pain doesn't get sharper anymore. It just gets heavier. By then, the shock is gone, the adrenaline fades, people stop checking in, the world quietly expects you to function again. That's when the real work starts. I didn't wake up one day feeling stronger. There was no moment of clarity, no dramatic realization. Healing, if that's even the right word, came in small, almost invisible pieces. I learned how to get through mornings first. I stopped checking the news when I woke up. I stopped rereading old articles. I stopped punishing myself before the day even began. Instead, I made coffee. Sat by the window, let the day arrive without fighting it. Some mornings were easier than others. On the harder ones, my chest still tightened when I heard sirens in the distance. My hands still shook at crosswalks. I still avoided eye contact with parents holding their kids' hands. Those triggers didn't disappear. I just learned how to breathe through them. Therapy shifted during that time. We stopped talking only about the accident and started talking about who I was before it happened. I talked about my childhood, about learning to rush through life, about always believing I had to keep moving or I'd fall behind. My therapist said something that stuck with me. Presence isn't just about attention. It's about respect for the moment and for the people in it. I thought about that a lot. I started walking more, not to go anywhere specific, just to move through the world slowly. I noticed things I never had before. The way people hesitate before stepping off a curb. The way kids tug at their parents' hands when they're excited. Those small observations hurt, but they also grounded me. I volunteered more hours at the food pantry. Then I helped organize deliveries. Then I trained new volunteers. Responsibility returned in pieces, not the kind that felt like control, but the kind that felt earned. One afternoon, someone asked why I cared so much about being careful with details, about double-checking lists, about slowing things down. I almost laughed. I just believe moments matter. I said, it felt honest. I still thought about the children every day. That never changed, but the thoughts shifted. At first, they were sharp and constant like a wound that never closed. Later, they became quieter, heavier, more deliberate. I stopped imagining alternate endings. I stopped bargaining with the past. Instead, I focused on the only thing still within reach, how I showed up now. I spoke at more traffic safety meetings. I never led them. I never put myself front and center. I shared when asked. I talked about assumptions, about how familiarity makes us careless, about how no one plans to hurt someone but harm doesn't need intent. After one meeting, a young woman came up to me. She said she'd just gotten her license and had been feeling confident, too confident. "I'm going to slow down," she said, "I promise." I didn't tell her why her words mattered so much to me. I just nodded and said thank you. Some nights were still unbearable. Anniversaries are cruel like that. Not just the date of the accident, but every reminder stacked on top of it. First day of school season, holidays, spring. Grief doesn't follow a calendar, but it respects patterns. On those nights, I wrote. Not letters, reflections, things I'd learned, warnings I wished I could give my past self. I stopped asking myself if I deserved peace. Instead, I asked a different question. What does responsibility look like now? The answer wasn't punishment. It wasn't isolation. It wasn't disappearing. It was care. Care in how I moved. Care in how I spoke. Care in how I paid attention to the world around me. I would never be free of what happened. I knew that, but I could choose not to let it create more damage. I could choose to live in a way that honored the lives that were lost, not by pretending I understood their absence, but by respecting how fragile presence really is. That understanding didn't erase the pain, but it gave it shape, and for the first time since the accident, the weight felt carryable.